Tela cheia.
Estamos no terceiro vídeo do dia hoje, 19. Hoje estamos tendo mais um vídeo, né, focado na PAX West 2025. E bora lá! Lembrando, a PAX inteira e os outros eventos serão colocados aqui no canal. Então bora lá! PAX West está apenas começando.
Play button. Pause button.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, hey.
Who's ready to talk about Riftbound?
Woo, Riftbound.
My name is Jimmy Wong. I'm a cardboard enthusiast, longtime player of card games. Very excited to be here. I've been doing content for a long, long time, and now I'm playing a lot of Riftbound.
I've got great news.
Yeah?
I didn't get the clicker, so give me a second. I'll go get the clicker.
Oh, the clicker. That's right. How's everyone's PAX going so far? Yeah. Oh, that really well for that guy. That's great. Yeah, we're so excited to be here. How many people have played a game of Riftbound in this room so far? Nice. All right. How many people are going to learn this weekend? Nice. Heck yeah.
I'm back.
Oh, hey.
With the clicker. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the clicker.
Okay.
It's Dave, the
Here's
clicker
us.
guy.
What? It's crazy. This is us. Right. Yeah, I'm the game director of Riftbound. Hello. It's my team that made the game, so thank you so much. If you have played it and enjoyed it, I really appreciate it. Been playing card games for a long time and love making them. So, yeah.
Very cool. Well, Riftbound has had quite the history so far. It started out as something called Project K. I'm not sure everyone knows about that. And it was originally not what it is today. So, Dave, can you help just walk us through the history of Riftbound from now to now?
Yeah, the process has gone quite rapidly. It feels like just yesterday when we began making Riftbound, or Project K, as Jimmy said. So about two-ish years ago, my boss, Chengren, and I just had a dream of like, maybe we can make a physical card game. That'd be kind of crazy for Riot to do. And at the time, it seemed like there was opportunity in China specifically. A lot of cool stuff going on with like Pokemon Rising in China, and you know, Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh hadn't really made a huge dent there, and League of Legends is a huge IP there. So we're like, oh, we should go like play with players and see what they want to do. And we started working on a game. Some folks on design, John and Dave, helped me out with making systems, and we came up with a game that we thought was really fun and started playing with players, and they were like, wow, this is really fun. And so we took it to the Teamfight Tactics Open in Macau and kind of debuted it as Project K at the time. It was codenamed Kylan, which is like Chinese kind of good omen and luck kind of mythological creature.
That's great.
Yeah, so that's Project K. That's what the K is. And so we brought it there, and we were just like, well, we hope players like it, and they seem to love it, which is great. Got a ton of great feedback from players there. And then the team started growing. We started figuring out like, hey, maybe this could be a global game, actually, and started thinking about how to launch it outside of China. Early fan response was really good, and yeah, then eventually we launched it this year, which is kind of crazy. First in China in August, and then just last month in English. So.
And it seems like it was a very expedited timeline, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, for those who are familiar with game development, you know, when you make a game, it takes years sometimes, right, to find the fun thing, the thing that everyone wants to spend their time on. We were very lucky to find something pretty quickly, the battlefield structure and the way that you play it for points and kind of movement around and no elimination. And we found the resource system pretty soon after that. And it was very lucky, I think, for us to find a really fun game. And then we just kind of like grabbed on for dear life and ran to launch. So
yeah, what was like the temperature in the room when it was like, hey, guess what? You're going global.
Yeah, it was intense, I think. Yeah, because originally, you know, when Chandra and I had originally thought of the game, we were like, well, this is like for a specific audience. And I think we were all kind of like cautiously optimistic that it would work. But it was also kind of terrifying too, so.
Yeah. I mean, kudos, obviously, I think Project Kudos in this case.
Project Kudos.
Doing something like that, knowing the timelines that, you know, I'm sure we have a lot of designers in the house today too, understanding like, wow, you got to get this out and doing a double release at the same time. So now we are here. Origins is out, an incredible set, a great start, but there's more coming along very soon. And some of you have seen this already. Spiritforged is set 2.
That's right. We're making a second set.
Yeah,
That's
number
crazy.
2.
Number
Wow.
2
Oh.
out of infinity or so.
Woo,
We
we
hope.
did it. We got there.
It's true.
So to start with, what is Spiritforged?
Yeah, what the heck
exactly?
is this word Spiritforged? What does
Yeah.
this even mean, Dave?
It's a cool word.
Thank you. Yeah, I did not come up with it myself, but I will take credit. So Spiritforged, the kind of idea of Spiritforged is like weapons are an extension of your identity. In League of Legends, you kind of like suit up your champion with items and various weapons. And Spiritforged kind of combines Spirit, which connects to the Spirit Blossom universe of League of Legends, which you can kind of see some of the blossom around the side
petals,
there.
yeah.
And then that kind of inspired our alt arts and overnumbers we'll see later. And then the forged part is about some new gameplay elements, specifically gear and a new gear type equipment. So as similar to many other games, you can equip your champion. You can equip any unit, actually. And with the right tools, you can kind of send them in and take out a ton of things in combat. And we think it's a pretty cool and new way to play Riftbound.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you have seen some of the previews already. And heads up, we're going to be showing a lot of never-before-seen stuff today. So if you want to be the first person on social media to post about it, you have these things called telephones that also function as cameras that also function as internet devices.
Technology, who knew?
It's
I'm just a simple cardboard guy.
Yeah,
I
you're
don't know
just
about
playing
these
equipment
phones.
over here.
Yeah.
We've got the whole world in our palms. So if you want to post this stuff online, please feel free to. The hashtag is RB Spiritforged, not like the fast food chain. RB as in Riftbound.
That's right, RB is a Please don't sue us, Arby's. Thank you.
Yeah, but you can be the first person to post this online. And of course, I think there's a card gallery as well, right?
Yes, yeah. At the end of the day, we'll add all these reveals to the card gallery, but you can be the first to put it on social media.
Could be you.
Yeah, maybe we should.
Free clout.
Free clout.
Yeah.
For only the small price of posting it with your phone. Okay, should we talk about some
Yes,
champions?
who wants to see some champions? Excellent. 12 brand new champions to reveal. Some of these have been seen online, but some of them only in the Chinese version, so it's exciting to see the official text coming up. So who do we got first?
Yeah, so first we have Azir. I'll read it because I know it might be a little hard to read.
Woo!
So Azir, Emperor of the Sands, your Sand Soldiers, ooh, what are those? Have Weapon Master, ooh, what's that? And then I think it's 1 in Exhaust, yeah.
Yeah.
Play a 2-might Sand Soldier unit token, and you can do this only if you've played an equipment. So Azir is a token-producing legend, just like Victor, but Azir's Sand Soldier is a little different. The way that Azir plays is he's Emperor of the Sands. He wants to bring his whole Sand Soldier army, and they kind of come with an equipment, essentially. Weapon Master, as a mechanic we'll get into a little later, makes you better at holding equipment, and so Azir is all about bringing in the Sand Soldiers with their equipment with them, and then overwhelming using that force.
Yeah, and they're 2 might to begin with, which is pretty nice.
2-might is pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Next up, the League of Draven.
Draven! Got some
All
Draven
right.
enjoyers in the house.
Thank
I see-
goodness we have some
Yeah,
Draven
so this is
fans.
Glorious Executioner. When you win a combat, draw 1, and you only win if you still have units there. So one of the things that's really cool about the Draven deck is you can use a whole lot of cool combat tricks, even things like Fight or Flight to push units out of the battlefield, Cleave to give your unit extra might while you're attacking. And if you win, you draw a card. So it's easy to refuel. It's kind of a different way to refuel than Jinx, for example. We think Draven's pretty cool, and it's a pretty good aggressive deck.
Yeah, that card draw is really nice. All right, next up, very exciting. It's Ezreal.
Yeah, Ezreal. Ezreal's one of my favorite champs. This is kind of a little shit. So just like in League of Legends, he kind of darts around, teleports. So he's got some cool movement stuff in his kit. And then his legend is Exhaust at action speed. Reaction, excuse me. It's a little bit, the color's a little bit hard. Draw 1, and you can only use this if you've chosen enemy units with abilities of units or gear or with spells.
Twice this turn, so definitely feels very much like the in-game version.
Yeah.
Next up, Fiora.
Yeah, so Fiora. Fiora is the Grand Duelist. So she has a kind of deck built around becoming mighty. So unlike Volibear, we're going to start mighty, which means 5 or more might. Fiora is all about growing your units into mighty units. So when one of your units becomes mighty, you can exhaust the Fiora Legend, and you can channel 1 rune exhausted. So she ramps you up while you grow your units.
Right, and as some of you might know, the equip abilities cost runes. So being able to make something mighty with equip and then getting that rune back is nice.
Yeah, so it's kind of like an instant rebate on your equip costs.
All right, next up is Jax.
Yeah, so Jax, the Grandmaster in Arms. So equipment, we'll talk a little bit more about the equipment mechanic in a bit, but equipment in Riftbound, when you attach it, that unit's not giving up its cool gear. It's gonna stick with it until it dies.
Right.
Unless you have abilities like Jax does to move it around. So Jax has 1 exhaust, attach an equipment that you control to a unit you control, or if you already have it attached, you can move it from one to the other.
Yeah, it seems
which is
very
pretty cool.
annoying.
Yeah, it can be pretty annoying. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, where's that equipment going? Oh crap.
Next up is Rumble.
Yeah. Got some Rumble enjoyers. Nice. Yeah, so
Nice.
Mechanized Menace. The Rumble deck is all about mechs that support each other. They all have abilities, or most of them have abilities that give your other mechs extra abilities, keywords, and might. And the Legend gives them all shield, which makes it easier for you to hold. So it's a little bit different of a red-blue deck, kind of more oriented around getting that army in to hold the battlefield.
Yeah, there's been a lot of buzz about Mega Mech in the Origins set, so it seems like the mechs are getting some nice support here.
Maybe some mechs to go reinvestigate.
All right, next up we have Rek'Sai.
Yeah, so
Gonna wreck ya.
Rek'Sai.
Ooh, a lot of Rek'Sai enjoyers.
Yeah,
Very nice.
Rek'Sai's, she's a tunneler. She comes with her army from surprise from below the sands. So her ability is when you conquer, you can exhaust her to reveal the top 2 cards of your main deck, and then you can play 1 and recycle the rest. So she's all about playing those extra cards from the top of your main deck, which is pretty cool. So it's an aggressive deck, but it's also one where the card advantage comes from just kind of playing additional units and crazy spells off the top of your deck. So a lot of cool synergies there for her.
Yeah, I'm definitely playing that with Karma for the recycling.
Oh,
Yeah.
Karma synergy.
Next up is Ornn.
Yeah, Ornn, the fire below the mountain. So Ornn, he forges. He's a masterwork forgesman.
Forges, yeah.
Forger.
He's
no.
expert in
Blacksmith.
forgery.
All right,
There
he's
it
got
is.
some sort of job related to forging. So he has similar to like Kaisa and Darius in Origins. He has exhaust me at reaction speed. You can add a power of any color, and you can use that only to play gear and to activate abilities of gear. For example, equipment abilities. So I'm pretty excited about the potential of players building some cool gear decks
Yeah,
around
gear
Ornn.
support.
Yeah, pretty open ended there. So.
All right, next up is Sivir, who is quite good with a weapon, as many know in lane.
Yeah, so Sivir is all about kind of those power costs and trying to leverage how much you recycle runes to get extra boosts of power. So she says when you recycle a rune, you can exhaust her to play a gold gear token exhaust. So gold is a new token type. We'll talk about that too, which can generate power kind of one time. And when 1 or more enemy units die, then you ready her. So she's all about kind of getting big monsters into the fight and having them murder your enemy's units, and then get more gold.
Yeah. All right, next up is quite an aggressive character. It's Lucian. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah,
that guy's bronze for sure.
Yeah, I like I like Lucian a lot. So in Origins, obviously, that was Volibear in Red and Orange, and this is a totally different take on Red Orange. This is a much more mobile and aggressive Red Orange deck. This is about giving your equipments to your units. Your equipment cards get assault, so it makes you better at attacking. And you can kind of load up on equipment and use the mobility of Lucian's spells to take some battlefields pretty quickly.
Yeah, seems really annoying. Next up, Renata Glask, a relatively new character here.
Yeah, so Renata's really cool. It's a very different way to play. So Victor is all about building that recruit army, whereas Renata is all about kind of building up resources with gold tokens. So you can see here it says, when you or an ally hold, you may exhaust Renata to play a gold gear token exhausted. And then later in the game, your gold will also exhaust for energy. So normally they just recycle for power, but then they'll begin to recycle for energy as well.
Yeah, and I like the ally text there too for the multiplayer.
Right. So in
out there.
2v2, for example, she'll give your buddy gold as well.
Yeah, seems really good. And
Yeah.
finally, the Blade Master herself on the key art. It's Irelia.
Yeah. So Irelia. So I love Yasuo in set 1 in Origins. Irelia is a slightly different tank. She's still mobile, but it's a different take on mobility, where she's all about choosing friendly units, or Ezreal's about choosing enemy units. There's kind of a sub theme of choosing things in this set, extra targeting. And when she chooses a friendly unit, you can exhaust her and pay a power of any color to ready that unit. Yeah, and then when you conquer, you can pay extra to ready her as well.
Yeah, I think one of the things I did not gauge the best when I first started playing is how good readying is.
Yeah, readying, quite good. Yeah,
very, very
spells
good.
to ready things, very strong. Yeah, the cool thing about readying is like not only does it let you kind of come out of the gate really fast, right, if you ready a unit that you just played, but by moving extra times, you can really project force across the battlefields.
Yeah, very cool. All right, this is it. The 12 champions from Spiritforged, everybody. Take a picture if you want. But it's pretty awesome. An incredible lineup. A lot of fan favorites as well, in character-wise.
Yeah, good mix, I think. Good mix.
Now, one of the most exciting things, obviously, for TCG enjoyers is when you have a new set, it's what works great with the set that's already out, or what can we do to combo Spiritforged with Origins cards. So let's talk about synergy. How does it work What would you guys think about when approaching synergy between the sets? Because it's a very small card pool still, and we're sort of right out the gates.
Yeah, so one thing, like you said, one of the cool things in TCGs is when a new set comes out, you go look at your old cards, your collection, what works well with the new mechanics. And obviously we built Spiritforged and Origins kind of on similar timelines, so we kind of knew what was in each set. In fact, equipment, the original design for equipment we had in Origins. It was like part of our first set, and we thought, this is really cool. We could break out into its own set. It's also a little bit complex to teach people equipment at the same time as all of the rules of the game.
Right.
So what turned out to happen there is we have a lot of synergy kind of cross-set because equipment moved from set 1 to set 2. And there's other cool synergies like, for example, we talked about Rek'Sai's ability to play stuff from the top of your deck. This is her signature spell, Void Rush. And what it lets you do is it lets you play a card from the top of your deck, but for 2 less. Now that counts for the Legion ability in set 1, right? The Darius kind of theme cards. And so you can see Noxus Hopeful here gets the cost reduction from Legion, since you just played Void Rush, and then an additional cost reduction because Void Rush is making it cost less. So it's a 0 cost 4 bite. Which
0
is
for 4.
pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty
very,
aggressive.
very good. Yeah, I love Noxus
I've been blown
Hopeful.
out by that combination quite a few times.
And this is the first time I think we're seeing this signature spell as well.
Yeah. So Defiant Dance is another example here, right? So Defiant Dance is the Aurelia signature spell. So this gives your unit +2 and their unit -2. Obviously, you can use this to win a fight. Pretty straightforward. But then with cards like Caitlyn in the first set, who maybe is a little bit underpowered in that environment, now you can use equipment to soup up Caitlyn, and you can use Defiant Dance to really surprise them, right? Take out something enormous.
Right. As a 3-might, she's able to take out a 7-might card.
which is
and
kind
something
of
I
insane.
noticed here too is it says another unit -2 on Defiant Dance, but it doesn't say, like a lot of cards in Origin, to a minimum of 1.
Yeah, that's right. So we actually spent a long time kind of developing our rules. I think many people have been following along, have seen how we've kind of had to adjust our rules a little bit as we got feedback from players, what's been confusing, try to clarify how spells resolve, for example. And during that time, as we were developing Origins, we left that -1 clause on the Origins cards because we weren't quite sure how we wanted 0-might units to work out. We weren't quite sure how we wanted our layer system and things like that to work out. Now that we know that, we're like, we want players to kind of experiment and try to figure out, like, well, we'll take off the limits, right? Let you figure out how you want it to work. So now, you can have a unit go all the way to 0-might or even below. It doesn't die, it just won't deal damage, in combat.
Very interesting. Very cool to know. All right, one more little combo here.
Yeah, so this is Relentless Pursuit. This is Lucian's signature spell. Remember I mentioned Lucian has some mobility stuff. So this lets you move a friendly unit, and then you can attach equipment to it, and then if it conquers, you can even move it again. And so there's a lot of movement going on. And then you can combine that with things like Misfortune, who in Origins, I think mostly people use to like ready a unit you just played, or to ready a rune to play something else. But here you can now use the combination of Misfortune and Relentless Pursuit to take out like many, many battlefields. Even multiplayer, you could just win with these 2 cards together.
Very cool. All right. Well, we love some combos. All right, let's talk about some new mechanics. Gold, a very exciting one, one that I hope will stick around, as the resource game is actually a really fun, interesting sort of metagame within Riftbound for me. And this token seems to do quite a lot.
Yeah. So as a quick aside on the resource system, so I did not design the resource system. It was my designers, John and Dave. We had a system I preferred, built on other TCGs that I thought was very good. We tested with players. Players were like, no, we don't like this. This sucks. You're wrong. Try again. So Dave and John came back to me and they're like, okay, we got this cool system. You got to get rid of your resources though. That's like part of the power. It's like, okay, nobody's gonna like this. You're crazy. And then I played. They were like, just play it. So I played it. And I was hooked. Like that was the system of exhausting runes, but also recycling them. And one of the cool things about that, by having kind of the 2-prong resource system, is we can do things like create a gold gear token that you can use for half of that equation. It doesn't give you the whole thing, but it lets you kind of experiment with, ooh, what happens if I fill my deck with even more power costs and get greedier with those really powerful cards that normally make me recycle all my runes, but now I can use the gold for it. So this is a cool new gear token in the set. It's our first time doing token gear. But we're pretty excited about it.
Yeah, I really love that. It also opens for more deck builds, right? Like you said, you can play a little more greedily and cost things a little differently.
Yeah, and Spiritforged is the set of gear. There's a lot more gear in it, and there's things that care about the number of gear you have. Well, token gear is a good way to get a bunch of gear on the board.
Ah, very cool. All right, let's look at another mechanic here. Repeat. I feel like it does what it says.
Yes, it does what it says in the box, right? So repeat cards is basically pay twice the cost to get twice the effect. So you kind of double up the text. You can choose the same target or different targets if it has targets. This is Rumble's signature spell, Danger Zone. way to the
Rumble zone.
Yeah, it's Rumble Zone. So this gives your max +1 might, but you can give it another +1 might. There's a bunch of spells in the set that you can repeat, so it's kind of a good way to kind of late game get extra value out of your spells. And you'll notice this when you repeat it, you have to pay extra power. Another good use for those gold tokens.
Right, and in this case, you're not choosing new targets for its effect because it's all your mechs.
That's right. Yeah, in this case, all the mechs both times get +1.
Very cool. All right, next up, equipment.
Yeah, so we've talked a little bit about equipment. It's definitely kind of the cornerstone of Spiritforged. So I'll just talk a little bit about kind of how it works. So you can see here, there's two equipments, Spellsonger and Trinity Force. At the bottom, they've got that kind of like color bar. We call that the effect text. And so when you play the equipment, normally it just comes out, it's on the board, doesn't do anything, it just sits in your base like any other gear. And then when you pay the equip, you attach it to a unit. And the way you do it is you kind of slide it underneath the card. So only that colored box, only that effect text is showing, which is sometimes a bonus, like when I hold score 1 point from Trinity Force, and also sometimes a might bonus, which improves your unit. You can attach any number of equipment to the same unit if you want to, and they just all kind of peek out with that effect text. Now, when it's attached, the regular text is not, it's kind of inactive, right? So you can equip Trinity Force when it's unattached, and when it's attached, like I said before, the unit's not going to give it up until it dies. That equipment is just kind of invisible. And then there's super cool abilities like Spellsonger has where it kind of doubles up on the unit's text. And then sometimes there's flavor text too.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, if you notice here, the equip costs are actually different on both of these cards here.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so we've been able to kind of finely tune the balance and how interesting it is to kind of play in big, decks that go really high on energy versus decks that are like getting a ton of power, and different equipment will have different value for those different decks.
Now, question on Spellsonger.
Yeah.
There's only flavor text on that very bottom. Are you supposed to say the flavor text?
Yeah, you're actually
when you
required to read it when you attach it. So make sure you all brush up on your incredible
Only the
lore.
greatest Freljord heroes have weapons made of true ice. Nunu. Gotcha.
Yeah. Nunu loves that
Excellent.
true ice.
I do love Nunu. Okay, let's look at another new mechanic here. This is a quick draw on Draven's signature gear. First time we have signature gear.
Yeah, so in Spiritforged, it's the gear set, as I said. So there's signature gear, like this equipment that Draven has, spinning axe. So remember, when the axe is under the unit, when it's attached, that temporary goes away. So it is temporary, but it goes away when it's attached. And then this one has quick draw. Quick draw turns an equipment into a combat trick as well. So you can play it at reaction speed, like you would any other combat trick. And then when you play it, it automatically attaches without you having to pay the equip cost to one of your units. So
I feel like this is going to get a lot of people.
what do you mean
out
by
of nowhere.
get it?
It just, hey, I'm
crush
going to
them in
win this
combat?
combat. I'm set. You can't play cleave. You're defending. And you're like,
Right.
quick draw. Boom.
Yeah, it's true. I've definitely there's quite a few quick draw equipment, and they're very strong.
I do love it also as temporary. Anyone that plays Draven or has played against him knows what happens to his axes if you don't pick them up. What is it like to develop a game where you have such clear existing mechanics from League? This happens all the time, and I think you guys have done a really brilliant job translating a lot of that stuff over.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the designers on my team are very, very talented at this. They've played League a long time. And so what we try to do is you kind of see how that champion plays in like the League PC game or Wild Rift or TFT, and you try to translate experience into a card game. Now, obviously, we're not, clicking our mouses and, QWER or whatever. It's a strategy card game, so it changes a bit. We try to capture the feel of it, or even across many cards, capture the feeling of, for example, how it is to play Draven, getting golds, having the axes, things like that. So there's a lot of cool stuff you can do, and it's not a one-to-one translation, but it's try to get the experience.
Very cool. And you can be just like Draven. You can have 3 of these in your deck and have them all spinning at the same time.
That's right. Just keep juggling.
All right, let's talk about Weapon Master. I don't think we've actually seen what Weapon Master does quite yet.
Yeah. Hold on a second.
Okay. We still have no idea what Weapon Master does and never will.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Oh, no. Wait.
It worked.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm so good with the clicker, guys. I'm just like the best ever.
That's why you play card games and not
right? not the APM ones. That's right. Yeah. So so Weapon Master is an ability that units have, and it lets you get a discount and an auto attach of an equipment. So Lucian here has Weapon Master. When you play him, you can equip one of your equipments for a less, right? One power of any color. Units already attached. So you can get equipment, either it's unattached sitting on the field or from one of your other units. And so for the cheaper equipment, makes them free. For the more expensive ones, you still have to play a little bit, but it gives you a discount.
Yeah,
Isso
very
hoje
cool.
não
And
teremos,
then, of
hein?
course, Azir with his sand tokens.
Yeah, the
They
Sand
will come
Soldiers
in.
all have Weapon Masters, so they can all auto-attach and have the cost reduction.
Sounds terrifying.
It's pretty terrifying, yeah.
All right, so these are the new mechanics, everybody. Here comes Doran's Blade. Very nice.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Very cheap and nice.
Also, here's an example of equipment that you would attach with Weapon Master.
I love the flavor text here. Miss Fortune's like, what am I going to do with this? Even though you do buy Doran's Blade for her, I believe, sometimes in League. All right, so these are the new mechanics. Very exciting stuff. Let's talk about collectability.
Yeah. Yeah, so
what's going on with collectability? This is one of my favorite parts of any game.
yeah, there's some pretty cool stuff in Spiritforged. Happy to share some of it with you all today. So just like with Origins, we'll have legends like Blade Dancer here, and then their signature spells, an epic spell or gear
temos só evento, hein?
that champion uses. And then there's also 2 champion units, right? One for each of the colors of that legend. So here we have green Aurelia Fervent and purple Aurelia Graceful. And then each of those, just like we had in Origins, also have an alt art with a particular skin from the League of Legends universe. Sometimes they're new, and sometimes they're
Dia 23 teremos
brought in
eventos?
from some
Não.
really amazing art we have. And then, so that's all kind of like a model you're familiar with, obviously.
Right, this is what Origins had.
Right.
And then, of course, there are the over-numbered cards. So these are cards that are much more rare, but very exciting. And I'm really excited to see this.
Yeah, so this is Aurelia's Overnumber. And Aurelia's Overnumber does not have a signature variant in Spiritforged. And that's because, we like to shake things up a little bit. We
Yeah.
don't want to just do exactly the same thing we did before. So in Spiritforged, we have overnumbered champion units for the first time. Yeah, and so these are obviously, when you start the game, you have a face-up legend, and you also have a face-up champion unit. So you can also kind of stunt on your friends with your cool stuff.
You win the game before it starts.
Yeah, you basically win the game before it starts, exactly. And so here we can see this is Aurelia's overnumbered champion unit, and you can see this is kind of in the Spirit Blossom kind of style.
Wow.
And then these do have signature variants. You can see here at the middle left, that's the signature on these cards. So there's a bunch of these champion units. In the set, I think there's 30 total overnumbers, plus 12 signature variants, including these legends and the champion units, and also another kind of thing, which we'll show in a moment.
Now, before we get to it, I want to ask one thing, which is the art in the set, right? I think this is something you guys have talked about, which is the first set, you have that expedited timeline, not able to get all of the custom art that you want. It seems that we're seeing a lot more already in Spiritforged.
Yeah, so lots of people know, but I'll just kind of review. So when we were trying to get the game out for China, and we were kind of a scrappy team, and we thought we'd get the game out quickly and get player response. We used a lot of Legends of Runeterra art, which is just really amazing 2D art that was made for the game Legends of Runeterra, which myself and many people on the team worked on prior to
Ontem
Riftbound.
tivemos o final
But we knew that
do
we
primeiro
wanted to make our
torneio,
own
né,
art
de Copos do
eventually, honestly, as quickly as we could.
Por
So
isso,
the overnumbers in the first set
hoje
are
estamos
original, and
descansando
then
de
now
Copos de
coming
hoje,
with
galera.
Spiritforged and the sets in the future, we're going to commission more and more unique art for Riftbound, which we're really excited about, and these overnumbers are those.
Yeah, I think that's one of my favorite things about Riot is the care and respect, not just for the players, but for the artist community. And it seems like more and more opportunities to see great, fantastic art.
Yeah.
Especially with all these
mas
overnumbers.
amanhã
So can we see some more?
vamos
Yeah, let's see some more. So here's a couple other
volta,
Spiritforged
né,
overnumber
do
legends. This is
Mais
Rumble,
Galera.
so Mechanized
Nice.
Menace. You can kind of see it's kind of in this style that's like very, very sharp colors.
Yeah,
kind
that
of
in foil probably
interlaid.
looks incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I had them to show you, but alas. And here's Fire Below the Mountain. This is Ornn's overnumber legend.
Hey, he's buff.
He's quite buff. Pretty scary to meet this guy under the mountain, gonna tell you that.
Rumble's like, I need a machine. Orin's like, just my arms.
Right, so one other thing in Spiritforged, as I keep saying, Spiritforged is all about gear, and we have overnumbered gear as well. And for the first time, this is set 2, so we are reprinting the seals with special new art. So there's the 6 seals, one for each color in the set, with all original, all new art showing our awesome domain symbols.
Yeah, I have a feeling that Seals just got a lot better with equipment.
Yeah, I mean, so there's a lot of reasons, I think, why seals might end up being better. Now, obviously, players will show us what they think is good, and I'm always excited to see that. But, there's a lot of power costs from equip costs. Gear matters, right? So having gear matters as well. And there's some cool stuff to do with paying for very large power costs.
Very cool. All right, now, of course, 42 overnumbered cards, but not all of them are actually from Spiritforge's new cards, right?
That's right, yeah. So, we just talked about the seals, but there's also overnumbered champions from Origins that we have in Spiritforged. So here is Ari Inquisitive,
Yeah.
This is a reprint of the blue Ari from Origins, but in this new Spirit Blossom kind of style. We're really excited about it.
So
And
cool.
yeah,
Lembrando,
these
galera.
two have the signature. It's a little bit hard to see there, but it's on the middle right over there.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff. There's a few Origins kind of reprints in the set as overnumbers with the Spirit Blossom style.
All right. Now, obviously, these are all overnumbered. They all look incredible, but we don't see them in their foily, cool versions.
No,
Is there any
gorgeous.
chance to see them in real life?
No.
Oh.
No, just kidding. Yes.
You gotta
yes, there
crack
will
it
be.
in the pack.
If you want, yeah, you got to crack a pack. If you want a closer look, we will have folks from our dev team, Riftbound developers, and folks who work on the Riftbound team outside of the theater as you leave at the top of the escalator. So be sure to check them out. You can take a look at some of these Spiritforged cards yourself. You can see their awesome foiling. Can't take them with you, unfortunately, today. I know.
You can take a picture.
You can take a picture, though.
Yeah, it's just as good, right? It's worth 1,000 tweets. And of course, they'll be at the booth as well, 2801 on the show floor. You can see a lot of the
That's right.
numbers from the past set as well.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about some dates.
Yeah, so Spiritforged is coming pretty soon, actually. So we're releasing in China December 12th this year. So rapidly approaching. I know it feels like Origins just released, but for them, remember, Origins released in August.
Right.
And then our English release will be in February. And we are working really hard to kind of bring these together. You can tell this is already a little bit closer together than the Origins 2 releases were. And the goal is that we'll be able to get this to global parity as soon as we can.
Very cool. Yeah, I'm very excited to see what China figures out. And at some point, we're all going to be figuring it out together.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. So a little bit more about collectability. Nexus Night is... Hey, who here's been to a Nexus Night?
Yeah.
For me, it was a Nexus afternoon, but that just doesn't have the same ring.
That's true.
So what's the best way for players to get either their hands on these new cards or just to learn how to start playing or find a chance to play?
Well, it's Nexus Nights, obviously. No.
It's Nexus Night.
Right.
Wow.
It's going to your local game store, I think. Like, one thing that I mentioned this as we talked about
And
kind of
number
the history of
nine,
Riftbound,
estamos
but
nueve.
we really wanted to make a
Todas
great
tarde.
in-person social experience with a card game. And so a lot of times, maybe you have friends that you could play with. That's awesome, play at home.
Estamos
But if you're
especial
looking for people to
por
play with, you can go to your
causa
local
que
game store. So we're really excited about that. That's why we're excited about Nexus Nights, one day, one weekly time to come together to play.
Em setembro
And at
voltamos ao
Nexus
horário
Nights, you can get
normal
Nexus
do
Nights
segundo
prize
horário.
packs. For Spiritforged, we have a new set of
Depois do
alternate
cards,
runes you can get,
voltamos
and
ao horário
all of the
normal.
cards that you get in Nexus Nights packs have a special rainbow foil treatment, a little bit different than the foil treatment that's in the main booster releases. In addition to these alt art runes, there's, of course, Spiritforged cards, commons and uncommons, just as there were Origins cards in Nexus Nights. And then also, we are printing the Proving Grounds rares and epics, so those champions and legends, in the Nexus Night packs.
In foil.
In foil, yeah. For the first time, you can get them in foil. So we're pretty excited about being able to get those to you guys. I know, Proving Grounds, we have received the feedback. I know everyone wants those cards.
Yeah.
I get it. We're doing what we can to try to get those to you all. And, it's just takes time to print cards. That's the main problem.
Right.
We're doing it as fast as we can.
Right, so we got Nexus Night at one level, and then past that, you have the Summoner Skirmish.
Yeah,
right?
so Summoner Skirmish is kind of like store champs. So once you feel like you've got a bead on how things work competitively, you can kind of try it out and try to be competitive with your deck at Summoner Skirmish. There's roughly 2 of these per season. And for Spiritforged, we'll have equipment promos as participation and rewards for doing well at Summoner Skirmish.
And then, of course, before the actual set comes out, there's going to be a chance to get your cards on hands on some of the cards with pre-Rift events, right?
Yeah, that's right. So pre-Rift events are events where you can, so starting with Spiritforged, 1 week before the release, you can go to pre-Rift events. This is kind of like a sealed event, but they're designed to have a particular champion that you kind of build a deck around. So there's like a special pack inside alongside 5 booster packs that you can play with and build a deck from.
Quando chegar
So those will start on
dos
February 6th,
eventos
the weekend
da
before
PAX,
the set actually comes out. And then, of course, once the set comes out,
canal.
Nexus Nights, Summer Skirmish. You went to a release event, right, for Origins?
Oh yeah, I was
Super
actually
one.
in Dubai for a release event, and it speaks to the popularity of both League and just having a new fresh card game on the market. There was like 25 people there. It was an incredible event, and I had a blast.
Yeah, that's
So,
awesome.
Congrats, we've reached the international audience.
It's pretty cool.
Now, of course, Summer Skirmish, Nexus Nights, these are all in-store events. By the way, you should register in advance, everyone.
It's true, yeah. If you want to go
Please
to
do.
pre-Rift events, I would recommend at least checking to see kind of what the slots are. It helps in 2 ways, right? If you tell your store you want to go to these events, then they'll run them more often,
Yeah.
or they'll try to get more support from us, which we'd love to give. And then you can also make sure you don't lose your spot, right? So make sure you do that if you can.
All right, so this is store level play on the local level. Support your local game store. Incredible way to keep that community going.
Agreed.
What is beyond store level play for the more competitive spirits out there?
Yeah, so it ladders up into premier level events. Our next one, so we have one in Houston coming up, and then the next one in February, there'll be the first Spiritforged premier event is in Bologna, Italy.
Woo!
It'll be our first European, our first European kind of premier level event. These are really cool. They're open events. Anybody can attend them. And then we will also be following this up with another event for Spiritforged in Las Vegas.
Viva!
So that'll be at the end of February. And this is just kind of the beginning of our calendar of premier level events. Which, in addition to the main event, you can also play in side events. You know, there will be Seal Deck. There will be cool alternate formats you can play there. And we actually have a whole calendar of events coming up.
A calendar?
What?
Let's see a calendar.
All right. Okay, let's see a calendar. All right, here's a calendar. Here are the months.
Wait, it's more like a timeline.
Yeah, here's all the months in case you forgot what the months were.
Yeah, I did actually. Hold on.
Okay.
December.
Yeah, okay. Make sure you please study. There will be a test. Okay, I'll
Two
just start.
Februaries next
so
year.
there's a regional
Interesting.
qualifier in Houston. That's coming up very soon. It's the first weekend in December. That's our first kind
Anybody
of
here
outside of
going to
China.
Houston?
Wanna go soon?
Yeah, I'll see you
Maio
there.
foi o
Don't
último
play
evento
Kaisa,
que
'cause I
tiveram,
am.
então marcado nesse vídeo aqui.
Wow, so original playing Kaisa.
I don't care about
Well,
originality
it
when
is
I
very
want to
strong.
win.
It is very strong, so I gotta give you that. So after Houston, we're gonna be taking Riftbound to the Teamfight Tactics Paris Open. Teamfight Tactics, that team has been really great for us. Kind of partners. We debuted the game in Macau last year, and we're going to Paris at the end of this year. And then, as we just said, Bologna in February, and then Las Vegas after that at the end of February. And then in March, we'll be at PAX East.
Woo!
Yeah, so pretty excited to bring us back to PAX. Really great crowd. We love you guys. We love bringing Riftbound here. And then in April, don't have the exact places for this yet, but we'll be in Europe in April at the beginning, and then in North America again at the end of April. And then in May, we'll be in Australia for the first time in APAC.
Very cool.
Yeah, so this stuff, I think we'll have an announcement at the beginning of next year around kind of the full slate of premiere events. You can already tell, based on the fact that this only goes up to May, there's a lot of premiere events.
That's not the whole
planned.
year?
That's not the whole year, yeah. It's just there's more months than May, as it turns
There's a lot
out.
of learning I need to
26
do.
teremos
So more events will be coming in 2026 beyond this, but for those that want to plan
Anúncios, então.
ahead, April, both in North America and Europe, and then Australia in May, which is really exciting.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess that's everything in the future, right? There's nothing else happening for this game past
Yeah,
that?
that's nothing. There's nothing else. Oh,
Ah,
wait,
shucks.
what's this?
Whoa!
That's right, a third set.
No
We're going to make a first
way!
set and a second set, and then the third set, which
I'm
we're
learning
calling...
the months and learning
I
how
know,
to
This
today.
is amazing. Unleashed is our
Mês que
third
vem.
set. So we're pretty excited about this set. You can see we got Vi here, a couple other junglers here. There's a little bit of jungle theming in
Lá
this
para
set.
final
maybe
de
more.
agosto.
I know, right? There's even
Excuse me.
Diana, Vex,
Diana's in the
Pike.
set? Vex?
Yeah, those might be champions that you might be interested in playing with in the set. And one cool thing about this set is we've really tried to take some of the cool things from Summoner's Rift in the League PC game and represent them in our game. So you might see some cool monsters to fight against as well.
Ah,
with
the
these
jungle.
awesome junglers.
Yeah,
Oh,
a
the
whole
jungle.
unexplored element. That's very
That's
exciting.
right.
All right,
But
well,
that's it.
that's
After
it.
that, we're
That's
done.
it.
Yeah, after that,
Stop
we're done.
at 3, best number ever.
Well,
What's beyond?
I kind of
What?
like 4 too.
Whoa!
Whoa! It's the fourth set. Incredible.
Would you look at it,
we can count
Collie?
so high. So a couple of things I want to tell you about Vendetta, which is going to be our fourth set. So this is a set about enemies, about nemesis, and rivalries.
Yeah, we
you
got
can see-
Mbessa and Mel
Yeah,
there.
Mbessa and Mel
Very
there in the
cool
background.
arcade
Yeah, we got a
characters,
Akali
yeah.
if you're an Akali lover.
Dia
Any Akali lovers out there?
19, mas
Yeah.
lembrando, vou estar
Love me some
amanhã dia
Macaulay.
20.
This is all the
O
first. This is our
próximo.
target for being global parity release across all regions.
All right.
So the goal is with Vendetta, it will be out at the same time across the worlds, which is very exciting. And you may notice sort of a color scheme to this slide. I'll just, as a brief aside, I'll say that there are 15 possible 2-color combinations with 6 colors. We have 12 of them in Origins, same 12 in Spiritforged.
Já Paxiste
The 3 that we don't have are red and green.
deles já foi
Oh.
Blue and
anunciado aqui no
orange, purple and yellow, and I'm just noting the
Então,
colors in this slide. I wonder what that could mean.
quando
That's all I
eu
have to say
digo.
about that.
Yeah, let's look at another calendar/timeline to understand when these sets are coming out.
Yeah, look, here's some months/quarters again.
Whoa.
Okay, so February is Spiritforged. Obviously, we talked about that. Q2 next year we'll have Unleashed. That's set 3, and then Vendetta Q3 of next year as well.
And there's
then a
nothing
blank,
else.
And then a blank
There's
spot.
no
on Q4.
reason why that line
Well,
is
you know what?
there.
I like you all so much that maybe I'll just reveal a little bit. Maybe a set name.
Radiance.
It's Radiance. Radiance is our set at the end of next year. I have nothing more to say about it
Begin theorizing now.
for now.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's so exciting. Look at that. We just heard the next 4 set names, everybody. We knew Spiritforged, but beyond that, very cool. Very, very cool. Wow, I am psyched. Before we get out of here, Dave, any closing thoughts?
Yeah, I have a couple things. I mean, one thing, I don't know that I could really say this enough, but one thing that is really important is just hearing from players. So we learned a lot, from Macau when we first released Riftbound. We got a ton of feedback about, hey, we love the gameplay, but like, could you improve the visuals? Like, we just don't feel like this is the League of Legends card game. And we spent a lot of time, based on player feedback, refreshing the visuals. We hope you love them now. I certainly do. We've also heard a lot, after Origin's release. It was a little bit of a bumpy release. We understand that. We're hearing your feedback. One thing that I think is really important to note is like, when people send us photos of like, hey, this pack is missing a rare, or people tell us like, hey, my store can't get product, that really matters to us. Like, we want to make sure that you guys are getting what you expect and that you're able to play the game that we love and that we hope you love. And so we've taken a lot of that. We've talked about it internally. We've made some strides. I think you may have seen the announcement at the Rare Replacement Pack. You can kind of sign up for online if that happened to you. We are trying to get product out as quickly as we can. We talked about the Proving Grounds cards and the Nexus Night packs for Spiritforged. So a lot of learnings, a lot of just really great things to hear from players, good and bad, right? I hear a ton of stories about people having fun at their Nexus Nights or at their release events, but it's important to hear the critical along with the positive.
That's a player-aligned company for you, everybody.
Yeah, we try.
And also, I think Nexus Night packs just got restored in a lot of LGSs as well.
Yeah,
so.
we've been working really hard to get more Origins Nexus Night packs out, especially for stores that are running more of them than we expected, which is a great problem to have, but it's still a problem to not have support for those events. So we're trying to make sure that we get more out, and then we'll continue to print more Nexus Night packs to try to get those out there.
Nice.
And then the second thing I just have a question for you, Jimmy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the tables have turned. The interviewee becomes the interviewee.
What's up?
Yeah, so I heard you hosted a tournament during Worlds. You're going to give an invite over here to this guy,
there was
this
a
TCG
viewing
player?
party at Worlds. Go Faker. Can't believe he did it again. Faker card win.
Boo, Faker.
Boo. Who boos the GOAT? Yeah, you're totally invited. You know what, actually? I don't want to invite you. Let's raise the stakes a little bit.
Oh, raise the stakes.
I got 2 packs of Origins here.
Oh, weird. I also have 2 packs of Origins. How did this happen?
Do you want to do a little pack war, maybe?
Okay, all right.
So you
You're the
choose a pack,
designer now.
I'll choose a pack.
Yeah, okay.
And
I've got a
then
pack.
we add up the might total in the pack.
Okay.
And whoever wins, I keep the cards.
Okay.
And then and if you win, I'll invite you to the next event.
All right.
It's kind of a win-win for me.
It's kind of a win-win for you.
You've got enough cards,
All
right?
right. I'm sure it'll be fine.
All right. Who thinks Dave's going to win? Who thinks humble old me's going to win? Oh, that was close.
All right, luckily I just
Cut
did my
that out of the
exercises with counting,
that
so
out
I'm
of
pretty
the
good at
pod.
counting now.
All right, what you got here?
All right, I got a Watchful Sentry. So it's a 1.
One.
That's unfortunate. A couple spells. Nobody cares about those. Pouty Poro, one of my faves.
Nice.
So that's 3 total.
Is it defending or attacking? Does it get an extra one?
No,
Okay,
it's just
just checking.
deflect. Yeah,
Okay,
I know.
okay.
I don't think we're counting the bonuses, though.
No,
right?
no,
Yeah.
no,
Okay,
yeah.
I got a Vanguard Sergeant. Normally, not very good, but extra 4 for me today, so
Okay,
that's 7.
7.
Plus 6 from Stormclaw Ursine, that's 13. A spell, Cythria, best girl, so that's up to 14. Captain Pharaon, okay, so I'm up to 19 now.
Okay, all right.
Spirit's Refuge, that's not a thing. Karthus,
Oh.
I forgot what number I was at.
3.
13?
19? 22. You're at 19.
I was at 19. Okay,
Yeah.
now I'm at 19. I got a Showstopper, but unfortunately, not a unit.
We're not stopping the show yet. I still got
But I
to
did
get
get
my
a
pack.
recruit token. That's got might.
Okay.
20.
25. I think we're actually more. You count that back up. I'll start
I'll
with
count
mine.
this up. I don't know
All
how
right,
to
here we
add,
go.
so.
Kicking things off with a Legion rear guard. That's 2. Lecturing Yordle. This is a great card. 4. That's not a card with might. Plus 3 from the Flame Choppers. Hope to see some Jinx players at Houston. That's a 7. We've got another 2 on the Faithful Manufactor. That's 9. Nothing for Arena Bar. Nothing for Ride the Wind.
Yes.
Nothing for Singularity. We're in the end.
Yeah, let's go.
Nothing for Windwall. Nothing for Gus.
I'm loving my
Whoa!
chances.
Rasa the Sunderer. We're at 15. Oh, gosh. Come on. I don't know. Mundo? No, something more. Commander Ledros? Oh, God. Solitary Shrine. Ooh, it's a Sprite.
Sprite's 3, though. Sprite's 3.
Yeah, I think you got this.
Yeah, I'd recount. I had 23, so.
Yeah. Dave, you are invited to the next event. Thank you so much. Put these away. I'm playing a set deck. I need that showstopper. Just saying.
Love it.
Thank you, everyone, for staying tuned today. The preview season is happening. A lot of your favorite content creators and a bunch of up-and-coming content creators as well will have previews for you online. And of course, all the cards that we talked about today will be in the Riftbound card gallery at the end of the day. And make sure to check out Riftbound. It's at booth 2801 on the floor if you want to see the overnumbered cards, especially from Spiritforged. And then if you go to the play area, it's GH82A, or just look for the Riftbound sign. It's hard to miss. To try it out, or hopefully pick up a deck to take home.
Yeah, and then the other thing I'll mention is as you leave, don't forget, we'll have some folks from the Riftbound team out by the escalators to kind of show off some of those Spiritforged cards that we showed you today, but in person, so you can kind of see the foiling treatment. And then we have a very special extra gift for you as you leave.
Next in,
Just make sure you
19,
check that out.
muscular boss
Yeah, check
poses
it out.
as a
You
janitor
don't
and
wanna
close,
trade it
but
with other people, but just keep on going out. Don't crowd the doorways when you're here, everyone. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you
I'd love to play
all.
some Riftbound with you this weekend.
pause, play.
Ok, galera,
button.
foi o nosso evento da Pax West 2025. E lembrando, já anunciaram aqui um dos eventos da Pax este 2026, que virá em breve, não sei se vai ser em agosto ou em setembro. Então fique ligado aqui no canal. Tentando acelerar a Pax West 2025 e as outras Pax o máximo que eu puder em julho e parte de agosto. Muito obrigado por nos acompanhar. E nos vemos nos próximos eventos. Muito obrigado. Valeu, falou. Eu fui. Até o próximo vídeo.
Iniciar janela. Explorar dados de número OBS Studio 2 300 interromper